And then she'd have looked at you straight on with those unflinching blue eyes. Of course, across time, there were and are countless men and women like my mother who contributed, directly or indirectly, to you getting to sit here in this room. Maybe it was a brother who didn't get to go to graduate school in fine arts because the family was helping you pay for medical school. Maybe it was a patient who let you stab her with a needle 3 times, or 4, or 5, or 6, come on, knowing that you needed to learn and that she could handle the pain. Or maybe it was the scientists and physicians or nurses working to produce these scraps of medical knowledge. And your faculty sitting here who gathered the best snapshot of what we understand today and shared it with you. Maybe too much of it. Maybe those droplets of information fed a fire hose of information we sprayed at you. Who's to say? But to gather it all, your faculty stood on the shoulders of all of the researchers and doctors and patients who came before them. We imparted what we had. We taught you about inflammation and infection, enzymes and nerves, neurotransmitters and nausea, diabetes and sickle cell, heart disease and tumors, the history and physical, how to assess a knee and a heart and EKGs and EEGs and LFTs and 1,000 other strange acronyms. Yes, you should be proud of how far you've come. You did the work and we are proud of you. But let's none of us, even for a millisecond, pretend that you got here alone, because all of those sacrifices were real. With the pieces of paper up here, you're going to be granted a legitimacy that is virtually unparalleled in this society. That one's got firepower. She's a doctor. You're going to be asked for a lot of advice, even well out of your area of specialty. You're going to be viewed as special, smart, ethical, wise, meticulous, even by those lives in this hall who have seen how messy your rooms and backpacks and cars, and especially your refrigerators, can be. Connor, is that meat cake? By the way, just a quick aside, the opposite may also be true. People in this hall will doubt your expertise well after you've been trusted with other people's organs, brains, and air supply. What, I'm going to trust him to know what's wrong with my lungs? I changed that kid's diaper. Okay, back to my point. What I'm saying is that your education was heavily subsidized, intellectually subsidized, emotionally subsidized, financially subsidized. You couldn't have done it alone, not without each other, not without the help of the parents and spouses and uncles and aunts in this room, not without this spectacular faculty, not without the citizens of every color and background in the great state of Arizona, and most of all, not without the countless doctors and researchers and patients on whose shoulders we stand. So you leave here with debt. I have 3 short suggestions about how you can repay that debt. You may have other ideas. In the spirit of our education, this is the final problem in your problem-based education, so it's up to you to solve. First, shortest, stay in love with the science. Be great scientists and great technicians. Please continue to study and stay up to date, lifelong learners that we all want you to be. Second, you're coming of age at a critical time in American medicine's history. With the exception of smoking cessation, we lag behind other industrialized nations in the major indicators of health, as you know, from longevity to rates of obesity to infant mortality. We overpay for procedures and underpay for essential tasks of primary care. We spend an enormous amount of time on paperwork. By including prevention and nutrition and arguing for improvements to this still ridiculous system, you can be part of the change we need. Third and finally, the system is going to distract you from doctoring to your patients' hearts and lives. We're going to line your patients up assembly line style and run far too many of them by you in too short a period of time. We're going to sleep deprive you and prevent you from eating and even peeing and make you use silly computer systems. And so many of your patients will have profound problems and no resource. And some of them will be terrible historians, and others will be manipulative, and some will have terrible hygiene, and they may excrete all sorts of fluids. You're going to get bled on, spit at, smacked even. But beneath it all, you can handle all of that because we patients are huddled, vulnerable, scared for our lives human beings, desperate that you will take the time to reach through all of those distractors and distance and doctor us, heal us, touch our hands and our arms, speak softly to us of our concerns, help us face the unknown and withering diseases, and stand with us, shoulder to shoulder, wing to wing, oar to oar, with the courage we need to continue to live fully, even if the glinting sword hovers above us. This is what you want for you. It's what I want for you. It's what the faculty and your parents and your patients and your brothers and sisters and the dean and my mother, and all the patients like her down through the ages. My mother's name was Anne. It's why she gave you her body. This is what Anne wanted for you. Repay us by being truly great doctors. Congratulations, graduates.